It's the Joseph Bristol Show.
If you enjoy the video, hit the like. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of the Joseph Bristol Show, where we go over, I go over different social norms and just things in our lives that I think need adjusting or changing, or how we can improve these things and better ourselves and our community. As our existence in this world is not just a physical one, but we are spiritual creatures in a physical body, right? So that's a very important concept to keep in mind. With that being said, on today's episode, I want to talk about hurting, and not necessarily hurting people, but just the idea of being hurt. A little bit about hurting other people, and just how hurt people, right? So after watching today's episode, I don't want anybody to walk away from this thinking that I know in today's society we call it victim blaming, where we're like, oh well, that's, you're victim blaming, because if you ask somebody, well, why did this happen to you, or why were you over there, or something like that, it's victim blaming, because we're asking questions. And I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to promote here. Also, I'm not promoting the idea that it's okay to hurt people, or that if someone hurts you, it's okay that they hurt you. That's not what I'm saying here either, right? So in today's episode, when I'm talking about hurting, I just want to go over different aspects of hurting that we may not really think about often, right? We kind of lose focus in our hurt. So what do I mean by that? What I'm talking about is how, every video I ended the same, that we're all out here trying to be happy and survive, which is true, right? So everyone is on a quest to be happy and survive. No one wants to die today. You want to live tomorrow. You want to live to see maybe 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, whatever, right? So that's everybody, right? The robber robs because he's hungry. The murderer murders because he thinks that makes him happy. A rapist rapes for various reasons, but ultimately everybody's doing something that they think is going to bring them happiness. They think it's going to bring them pleasure. They think it's going to fill the void inside their heart, to fill the feeling of emptiness. So they do whatever they're doing in order to be happy. And sometimes people will use your happiness. They will sacrifice your happiness, or your happiness is the cost of their happiness. I couldn't think of the phrasing and wording for that, right? And in which case, the thing that we tend to forget about life and people hurting other people is hurt is a double-sided sword, right? So hurt doesn't just hurt the person who got attacked and hurt hurts the attacker as well, because no one is this spiritless being that just is filled with demonic aura and just walking around like a devil, just acting crazy. Even a murderer goes home and fixes dinner for his old sick grandma. You know what I mean? Even a rapist has a mom that he might be taking care of, So, and again, I'm not saying that these people are justified in their actions. What I'm trying to explain or talk about today is that if we change our perception of hurt, then we can understand how we can help these people, because these people are hurt. That's why they're doing what they're doing, right? And in helping them fix their hurt, we better our society, we better the world. And by bettering the world and our society, guess what we're doing for the future? Guess what we're doing for our kids? We're protecting them from being hurt and turning into the very people that we despise and dislike and say are social outcasts and should be ostracized. Which goes into, like I was saying, that hurt people, right? So when they hurt you, it's not you, it's them. They're hurting. There's something wrong with them, and they're taking out that hurt on you. So they need to go and get help. They need to go and get fixed. They need to go and see a therapist or a psychologist, or sit down and self-reflect or something. But it's not you, it's them. And in which case, if you are a person who's feeling hurt now, inside you feel empty, you constantly feel sad or hurt, or you've been lashing out against other people and attacking other people, and you just feel isolated and lonely, and you're just hurt. You're hurt. You can feel it inside you. You should get some help. You You should heal yourself because you don't want to push that hurt into the next generation. You don't want to do that. You don't want to have kids while you're hurt, while you are a broken person. And none of us are a full-on, perfect human being. None of us are perfect. We're all imperfect. We all have flaws. We all have problems. We all are trying to figure out life. Every single person on this planet puts their pants on one leg at a time. Even Beyonce got to put on her pants one leg at a time. And guess what? You might think, oh, well, these rich people, these actors, these movie stars, they don't have no problems. Believe me, they have problems. Sometimes they got more problems than you have because they got to figure out how to maintain the riches. They got to keep that money going in. They done bought $1 million house. Next year, they need another $1 million. They have to keep the money flowing, right? They have to figure out, sometimes they feel isolated from other people because they feel like, well, does this person like me for me or do they like me for my money? And everyone isn't the type of person that's like, well, I have money, so I don't care if you like me or not. You don't like me, go away. I'll buy somebody to like me. Everyone's not like that. So these people have problems. All of us have problems. Look, Bill Gates just got divorced. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk just got divorced. So even rich people go through drama. They go through things. They go through problems. The money is not going to fix all your problems. It'll fix a majority of your problems, but it won't fix all your problems. It won't keep your mom alive. It won't save your dog from dying. It won't stop your kids from taking drugs. It won't make your wife not cheat on you. It won't do any of those things. It might lower the chances of a few of those things, not all of them, but at the end of the day, you're still going to end up with problems in your life. And so you want to heal that hurt. You want to heal that pain. You want to heal that because you don't want to carry that into the next generation. You don't want to bring that onto your next relationship, your next interaction with humans. In which case, it's important to understand that there's no time limit on hurt. There's no time limit on how long it's going to take somebody to heal after you've hurt them or you being the one who is hurt. Don't put a time limit on your healing. Don't say, well, I'm going to go to therapy for 3 months and I should be okay. No, it might take a year of therapy. It might take 2 years, 10 years, 5 years. Who knows? We don't know. It might take you a lifetime of healing and constantly going to therapy and constantly monitoring your emotions and feelings in order for you to feel better, to feel more whole. And another thing about hurt to remember is hurt changes us. It changes us in dramatic ways, right? So after you've been hurt, you will never be that other person that you were. You will be somebody new, and that's okay. That's okay. Change is okay. It's all right to evolve, to become somebody new, to change, to be different. Yes, that hurt you, and you're healing, and you're going through the process of trying to find a way to cope with the hurt and sustain yourself and better yourself and grow as a human being, and that's a beautiful thing. But don't ever think that just because that you were hurt and you went to 2 months of therapy that you're going to be the old you again. The old you is dead. It's gone. It died with that hurt, and now you're somebody new. And the thing to keep in mind too, that people will say, well, oh, I don't know why he's heartbroken. My girlfriend cheated on me. Who cares? I moved on. Look at me. How you process hurt is completely different from how someone else processes hurt, right? What hurts you might not hurt someone else, but what hurts someone else might hurt you as well. You don't know. So you can't look at someone and say that they're weak or they're strong because they were able to deal with or not deal with a thing that hurt them, because we don't know what hurt people. We don't know. One of the things that I remember, man, is every time I used to say something to my sister, she would always say, you're being mean to me. And it used to upset me because I'm saying to her, I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you something. I'm talking to you. I'm giving you constructive criticism. And then I realized one day, what if in her mind I am being mean? Her perception of what meanness is, her perception of what hurts her feelings is different from mine. So because I think that saying, hey, you're putting on a couple of pounds, I don't think that's hurtful, but in her, it could be very, very hurtful. She's allowed to feel hurt. She's allowed to react in a way that says, hey, I'm hurt by what you said, by what you did, and I don't like that. I don't want that. That's okay. She's a person. She's allowed that. So that's something that we all have to keep in mind, that people are allowed to be hurt by something that we did or that we said. There's no way for us to know every single thing that we have done and said hurt somebody, because people hide their hurt too. right? So we don't know, but we should be mindful of our words and our actions, and mindful of how people react to that, so that we can determine, I wonder if that person was hurt because I said that and they haven't texted me back all day. They haven't talked to me. I haven't heard from them in a week or so. I wonder if I hurt his feelings or her feelings, right? Which kind of goes into understanding what hurt somebody. So a lot of the times we might meet somebody who's mean and nasty. Even our parents might have done things to us when we were younger and kids, and we're thinking to ourselves, well, you know, screw my dad because he's a mean guy. He beat me all the time and he spit in my face and he called me nasty names. And again, I'm not justifying his actions, but I'm saying that maybe your dad was hurt. He was a hurt man who went through something that broke him, that hurt him in such a way that he never healed. And because he never healed, while you were growing, he lashed out at you because you were there. It was easier to lash out at you. So that's what he did. Hurt people, right? And again, understanding why he was hurt. So then later on you find out that, you know, your dad did these things to you because his mom abused him, his aunt abused him, his wife, first wife, stabbed him and left him for his brother. His second wife, who's your mom, you know, left him for another man, and then she died and left the kid with him. You know, just he's been hurt so many times by women that he's never healed from that hurt, and then as a result he has become this angry man who just lashes out every chance that he gets. He's become this bitter person, right? And again, I'm not justifying his actions, but what I'm saying to you is understanding why someone is the way that they are, understanding what hurt them to make them this way, gives you more sympathy, more empathy, more understanding to forgive them, because forgiveness is very important. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you, so you can move on with your life in peace and happiness and joy, and not have this weight of hurt and anger and grief and despair just pummeled on your shoulders, holding you down like a monkey on your back, beating you on your head over and over and over again. Remember when they did this, when they hurt you. Remember. It's unhealthy. And you know what that'll do to you? That'll cause you to lose your happiness later. A man cheat on you today, the next man you meet, all of a sudden every man gonna cheat. No, it don't work like that. You might have met 5 guys who cheated on you, and that 6th guy, he don't cheat. He treats you like a queen. He treats you wonderful. He treats you great. He's just the best thing in the world. You're going to push him away because you've been hurt and his actions remind you of something that hurt you before? That goes back into healing. You got to heal yourself. You have to be okay with taking your time to heal your heart, to heal yourself. Hurt is something that takes time. It's a process. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be rushed. It takes active work. It takes time, and it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage, because you're going to have to sit down and look at yourself and think about your actions and how your actions could have made this thing happen to you. That's a part of dealing with hurt. You have to understand, how did I get here? How did this happen to me? What did I do that got me in this situation, right? So that I can avoid that later on in the future. How can I prevent being hurt like this again? What can I do? Because remember, we're all living our own lives. It's your life. It ain't mine. I'm living my life. Your kids is living their lives. Your girl is, your boy, your whoever. Everyone is living their own life, dealing with their own problems, right? So you have to consider, what is it about you in your life that's attracting these people to you, that's letting these people do these things to you, that makes these people think that they could do these things to you. That's a part of understanding hurt. That's a part of understanding your position, your role in being hurt and in hurting other people. And this episode is getting a little long, so I might have to cut it into 2 parts, because I had a little more that I wanted to go over, but I just had to make this episode. I wanted to talk about hurt. I wanted to talk a little bit about forgiveness. I didn't really get into the forgiveness part, but like I said, I'll probably make a part 2 of this video in a couple weeks, maybe a month, something like that. Maybe next week, I don't know, but I just want you guys to keep in mind from everything that I said that, one, don't take hurt personally. It's not about you, it's the other person. 2, understanding why this person is the way that they are will help you to heal and find forgiveness, and it'll help you to move on from the process. 3, healing takes time. Don't rush your healing. Don't rush your healing. Don't rush your healing. Healing takes time. But remember this most important thing about healing too. Healing hurts. It hurts to heal, right? So if you've ever had any type of surgery, right? When you wake up, it hurts. You're hurting. You know what I'm saying? When you get shot, or you cut your arm, or you cut your finger, or anything happens to you, you stub your toe, it ain't just simple as stubbing your toe. You rub on the same stub toe, and when you rub it, guess what? That hurts. It hurts to touch the thing that hurt you. It hurts to touch the part that's hurting, but you gotta do that in order to heal. You need that. So healing hurts, and it takes time, and that's okay. Take your time. Don't rush nothing. Nobody can tell you you should be over something, or that happened 10 years ago, you should be over it. Nah, man. No. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to grieve, but it's not okay to do nothing about it. And with that being said, I'm going to bring this episode to an end, and I want to thank you guys for watching it all the way to the ending. I love when you guys watch my videos to the end. Please leave a comment. Let's talk about hurt. Let's talk about healing. Let's talk about bettering ourselves, bettering our society, bettering the world, right? And let's all remember, guys, man, like I said in the beginning, like I say in every video, like I'm gonna say in every video, we are all out here trying to do the same thing. You know, the reason why I say this is because I want you to understand why somebody did what they did. What did you do to let them, to put them in a position where they could do that to you? But more so, understand that they did whatever they did because they were trying to be happy. They were trying to survive. So the question becomes, well, you're willing to sacrifice my happiness for yours? I have to leave you alone. I got to get away from you, because your survival is putting my survival at risk. Your happiness is putting my happiness at risk. I can't afford that. I got to love you with a long spoon. Y'all stay blessed.